What's up, guys? So it's finally here, UFC 245, and I've been waiting for this one ever since it was announced. And man, I cannot wait. This week's gonna go very slow because it usually goes like that for me when I'm really looking forward to an event. And let's get started because this damn YouTube only lets me do 15 minutes. And all right, let's start with the main event. Usman versus Covington. Man, this is a prediction that I'm kind of afraid to do because if I'm wrong, I might have to eat a lot of words and people are gonna talk a lot of shit because I've been talking a lot of shit to people like on social media. But I have Usman. I have Usman by TKO. I mean, I can also see a decision, but I have Usman TKO round two. And I think it's going to be a beatdown. I don't even think it's going to be a competitive fight. And here's my reasons for it. I mean, where do we even start? Let's start with the stuff that doesn't even matter too much. Usman is bigger, stronger, and he has more reach. That's insignificant, but it is a factor when the skills are very even in a way. If we talk about credentials, for example, between Colby and Woodley, as far as wrestling, they're pretty similar. They're both, Division I All-American champions. And if you've seen Usman versus Woodley, he made Woodley look like someone who had never wrestled in his life. I mean, that wasn't even close. Usman took him down at will and mopped the floor with him. I don't believe Colby would have been able to do that to Woodley. And even if people say that Colby's wrestling is better, which I don't think, how much better? How much can you realistically say that Colby's wrestling is better than Woodley's? Because the gap that we saw between Usman's and Woodley's was huge. So even if Colby was a little better, you can still say that Usman is the better wrestler. Like, Colby would have to be a much, much better wrestler than Woodley for me to say, okay, he might be able to, out wrestle Usman. That's not gonna happen. I will be shocked if Colby is able to out wrestle Usman. Then I see the cardio. People talk about Usman's gonna gas and all this and that, and I'm like, again, if you go watch the fight with Woodley, he went 25 rounds nonstop of grappling, and I did not see him tired. I did not even see him a little tired. So I just don't see how Colby's gonna get him tired. And the thing is, Colby should be ready for a guy that might be able to take him down. Who has tried to take Colby down? Nobody. Usman might be the one that turns around him and be like, yo, dude, you're not gonna be the one that takes me down, but I'm gonna take you down. And then that's gonna put a mental thing on Colby that now he has to worry about not being taken down and trying to take him down himself. This is one of those fights where when I go to social media, I see slightly more people picking Colby. And it was the same situation when it was Conor versus Khabib. Like, on social media, most people had Conor, like, Conor's gonna walk through Khabib and whatever. But on websites where, like Topology, most people had Khabib. I see it. Most people have Colby on this one, and people like on Topology and the dude, I don't know, then just no more of MMA have Usman. Then you have the pillow hands. Pillow hands is somebody who can land hundreds of punches and is not able to knock you out. Colby has pillow hands. When people say, oh, you should see Woodley's Lawler's face at the end of it, I'm like, yeah, after you land over 100 punches on a guy, I would hope his face is busted up, but still, he does not have the power to finish people. Usman does. He really does. It's just that he hasn't got it lately. That's another thing. Colby seems to have convinced people that he's this knockout artist. He has one KO in his entire career, and he hasn't finished anyone since 2016. Both of them have been taking people to decisions. And also the fight with RDA, because it's a common opponent, Colby beat him good, but a lot of that fight was him holding him down. Usman beat the absolute crap out of RDA in the stand-up and on the ground. So I have Usman KO TKO round two, maybe a decision, and Like I said, I'm gonna eat a lot of words if Kobe wins this one, but I just don't see it. I don't see where he's better than Usman. Um, I just don't. So we'll find out. And then it's Holloway and Volkanovski. I have Holloway in this one all the way, but I was watching both the last fights, like Volkanovski versus Aldo and Volkanovski versus Mendes. And I mean, the thing about Volkanovski, unlike Aldo, is that he can go 5 rounds. He can for sure go 5 rounds. But overall, his striking and anything that he presents on the feet, it's nothing that Holloway hasn't dealt with before. I see there was some playing out very similar to the one with Frankie Edgar, where Frankie Edgar never got tired, landed a few shots of his own, and for little moments that had its moments, and I can see Volkanovski having his moments on this fight, but at the end of the day, I think Holloway gets the decision. I don't see him finishing Volkanovski, but at the same time, that wouldn't surprise me if Holloway gets a TKO or something. But I have Holloway by decision for sure in this one. And then Amanda Nunes versus Germaine de Randamie. Amanda Nunes has just been absolutely steamrolling through people, and I don't see how this fight is going to be any different. I know she lost to de Randamie about 6 years ago, but that Amanda Nunes is not the same one from today. I see another first round TKO for Nunes. I think she's going to have one revenge, and she's going to have that that extra motivation to beat the last girl that beat her. And de Randamie, I mean, for all that she, as good as she is, I just do not see her anywhere near the level of Nunes. Nunes in her last 4-5 fights has demonstrated that she is so much superior to anyone else. I mean, the one Valentina was split, and a lot of people think Valentina won, but that shows you how good. I guess Valentina is the X factor in all of this, but everyone else, Nunes just shits on them. And I think that's going to be another example of that. And then Jose Aldo and Marlon Moraes. Oh man, this one is tough. See, the X factor. So I think Moraes is way faster than Aldo. Like, and it's crazy. It's crazy to Aldo, who was at one time one of the fastest strikers overall. How if you watch Moraes' last fight, he is a lot faster than Aldo. And there's that X factor of, see, Aldo was always a guy that it was known that he had a hard time making 145. Even though that was several years ago, and in his last 6-7 fights, he's had no problem making the cut. Who knows what cutting down to 135 will do to him. He has to, whenever he made his decision, I'm assuming he started taking his diet extremely serious, maybe even lost some muscle mass to make it easier for him for the cut. But I'm picking Moraes on this one by decision. But something that we saw with Moraes versus Cejudo was very poor cardio. This is a guy that goes out there, is so explosive that he burns through his gas. Like, he was done. He was tired midway round 2. So who knows if that is a thing? Because while Aldo might be bad in cardio, Aldo can go 3 rounds. That is no questions. Aldo has always been a guy that starts to gas out towards the end of round 3 and then the championship rounds. But 3 rounds should be no problem. So, but how much damage or can Moraes finish him inside that round and a half or so? And just because of how Moraes has looked and just how much faster he is, and I believe I'm going under the assumption that this cut will take a toll on Aldo. I have Moraes on this one by decision. I don't think he'll finish Aldo, but I think he'll beat him for sure. And but not super confident, because Aldo is one of those guys that you just don't bet against him against anyone. I picked him to beat Jeremy Stevens, and people said I was crazy. Then I picked him to lose to Moicano, and he steamrolled through both of them. I thought he would beat Volkanovski, and he lost to Volkanovski, but he didn't get dominated. I mean, he clearly lost, but it was a very boring fight, to be honest. And but yeah, I just don't. It's hard to say, pick and be very confident when you're going against Aldo. So Moraes, but I might have Aldo in one of my DraftKings lineups just in case he pulls the upset. Then Mike Perry and Jeff Neal. I have Jeff Neal. I think he's a lot faster. That's one thing. Way faster than Perry. He has more reach. He's taller, and the guy can grapple. That's the thing. I think that at any moment, if Perry lands a punch that kind of rocks him, he can go to his wrestling and use that to defend himself. But Mike Perry, though, I always talk about this. Whenever a guy deserves his puncher's chance, you got to give the guy the puncher's chance. And for sure, Mike Perry has it. If he bites down on his mouthpiece and throws a right hand as hard as he can and lands on Neal's chin, I think he'll knock him out, which is crazy because, Kobe is a guy that I don't even give him a lucky punch chance, but Perry for sure deserves one. But I have Neal by KO TKO. And then Ben Saunders, Matt Brown. The only thing that concerns me a little bit about this one is Matt Brown's being almost 40 and having a 2-year layoff. But other than that, he's so much superior to Saunders. Saunders is bad. The dude is really bad. He has power, but Matt Brown is a guy that doesn't really have a weak chin. It's more of his liver. This guy has like a a suspect liver. He gets dropped when he gets kicked there or punched. So on this one, I'm not too confident. I have Matt Brown by TKO, but at the same time, almost 40 years old, 2-year layoff. Who knows how much of that has taken a toll on him. So Matt Brown, KO TKO, but I could see Sanders pulling the upset for sure on this one. And then Brandon Moreno and Kai Kara France. This is one where this one is tough, man. So I think if Brandon Moreno manages to take it down, he could control it. But Kara France might be able to just avoid that. It's hard to say, man. I see when Moreno took Pettis down, he absolutely controlled him. It wasn't even close. It was the difference was huge. But on the stand-up, it's very poor. I'm gonna go Kara France with this one, but I'm like 51-49%. Not super confident. I feel like if it goes to the ground, for sure, Moreno 100%. But I have a feeling Kara France might be able to keep it standing. All right, so to summarize it, I have Usman by KO TKO round 2. I could see decision. I have Holloway by decision. Amanda Nunes KO TKO round 1. Marlon Moraes by decision, but Aldo could upset. You never know. Peter Yan. I don't think I covered that one. Shit, I'm running out of time. Peter Yan is gonna absolutely destroy Uriah Faber. I have him by decision because Faber is a tough guy to finish, but Peter Yan so much superior. I think Faber got lucky with Simone. Peter Yan is gonna walk through him, kind of like Barao did the first time, or kind of like Frankie Edgar did. Jeff Neal, KO TKO round 2. Matt Brown, KO TKO, but Saunders could upset. And then Kara France by decision, but if Brandon Moreno gets it down in the fight, I think he can really take over. All right, guys, have a good one.